Inner Power family, thank you so much for being here. We are so blessed today. We have someone really amazing for you. His name is Asim Aliloski. Sorry.
That's the hardest part of the interview, I guess.
I did it. Okay, I'm going to edit that. I'm going to redo it. I'm so sorry.
No. Just keep on. That's fine. Keep on. It's cool. Just keep it. Yeah.
Aliloski.
You're right. Perfect.
Here's getting to me. Okay. Let's do it again.
Well, I told you that the hardest part of the interview will be to say my
I
name,
was
right?
saying it well. Asim.
Yeah, perfect.
Asim Aliloski. Welcome, Inner Power family. I have an amazing guest speaker today. His name is Asim Aliloski, and you are just going to love him because he has so many successes and he has so many just great abilities to help many people, and he's doing it globally. So I just want to introduce to you what he has done. He is an Austrian best-selling author, international speaker, spiritual leader, and award-winning business and life coach. Forbes magazine has him listed in top 10 business coaches for 2022 and as a global 500 influential by Brains magazine. He has been noted as 101 most fabulous coaches in the world 2020 by HRD, and as a top 50 influential leader by Cosmo magazine, as well as top 20 business coach by Influence Digest. His business has been awarded Best Global Spiritual Coaching Business 2022, and in 2021 as well, Best Sustainable Consultancy by the European Enterprise Awards. He has worked with celebrities, with leaders across multiple industries, and with creatives to maximize the power of consciousness and become highly purpose-driven. In addition to being an insightful coach, he is a spiritual leader who strives to help people unleash their spiritual gifts and tap into their greatness. I only have 3 words: incredible, speechless, and blessed. So amazing. That's super incredible. I'm speechless, and we are so blessed to have you here today. Asim Aliloski, thank you so much for being here. Welcome.
Welcome. Thanks very much, Maria. I mean, what a great introduction. I think we are done with the interview, right?
Any time for the interview?
No, please, yeah.
So much accolades.
We have a lot of time, right? Yeah.
So much accolades. You have so much talent, so much wisdom, and so much expertise, that such high caliber. And I can just sense that the audience is just gearing up and just on edge just to hear this segment. And I know people have been waiting for you to come on. So
every time when you see in somebody that he is super talented and he has great wisdom and whatever you're mentioning, it's because you have it too.
Oh, no.
Otherwise you wouldn't be able to recognize that.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yes. So you have it too, right?
Thank you so much for acknowledging that. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see it in others if you don't have it.
Oh, that's gonna make me cry. This is more of a healing session for me.
Or let's breathe in and out, please.
Okay. Asim,
Yes.
I really want to respect your time with me, having this healing moment. I hope you have a little bit extra time. So
I have a lot of time for you.
Oh, you're amazing.
Endless.
I can feel that already. Okay, so thank you so much.
Your heart is opening up, right?
I'm open. I'm open.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it's opening. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
So true. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel it as well.
So Asim, you have so many great services and offerings, and your successes throughout the years just commendable. I just want the audience to know, coming from you, what you've done, how you got here, and what was the driving force behind the motivation to do what you're doing right now to help so many people.
Well, actually, that's a super great question. I grew up in very poor family background. So I come from a very underprivileged background. My parents immigrated to Austria in the 70s, and I grew up in quite poor conditions. We didn't have anything. I mean, we could survive. We could survive, but life was a struggle, actually. Life was a struggle. And people around me, they were struggling with money, they were struggling with their health, they were struggling with every kind of things. And I was there, a little boy, probably 7 or 8. And I was asking myself, if there is any chance to have a better life, if there is any opportunity to change and improve our lives. And I had this voice in me, probably at the age of 7 or 8. Let's call it the voice of intuition, or let's call it the voice of wisdom, or the voice of God, however you want to call it. I had this voice in me telling me, Asim, you are meant for something better. You are meant for greatness. And I didn't know what this kind of voice was, but somehow this voice was so strong in me that I hadn't any other opportunity than to believe in this voice in me because it was so strong. So that's actually how everything started.
I want to delve just a little bit more in regards to you being 8 and getting this voice and this calling that you're meant to be far greater than what you can even imagine. And what I just want the listeners to kind of identify. Maybe they have that happen to them when they were young and they kind of brushed it off and not pay attention to the meaning and purpose behind, this grander version of themselves coming from a voice or an inner knowing. So when you were 8, just if you can walk us through, was that vocal? Was that an inner guidance? Like, how did that sound like? How did that look like? And what did you do when that did surface?
You know what, Maria? I think that everybody has this voice. Maybe it's not a voice, it can be also a feeling. It can be a kind of intuition or insight. Everybody has this. It's not just me. Everybody's guided. But you need to be able to listen to this, what is inside you, this guidance, this intuition, this wisdom. And for me, it was the case that I had this feeling in me that I'm meant for greatness. And I was not willing to tolerate something else. So I was not willing to compromise. I was not willing to settle down. I didn't tolerate anything that is or was below my dignity.
Mm.
And I somehow had this connection to my dignity, to my greatness, although I wasn't great at this point of time. But somehow I had this connection somewhere, and this feeling was so strong. It was so strong that actually it was not possible to not listen to it.
Mm. Yes.
Yes, I will
Oh,
stop here.
oh my goodness. No, I love that. I wish you would have continued. But the thing is, when you say the feeling was so strong, it was not possible, it was, not to listen to it. And I can just totally relate, because me showing up right now, it was also impossible not to
Mm.
listen to it. I could not just brush it off. It was just so strong, and it might have been strong before, but I managed to just brush it off back then, and that's why I'm showing up, and I want the listeners to know, not to put off any longer if they have this inner drive and calling to show up bigger and better than what they can ever imagine. So thank you for identifying that, for showing that side, that it is an inner knowing, an inner calling, and perhaps they can resonate with that. So thank you for that, Asim.
Yes.
Now, this, did you want to expand on that a little bit more? Because right now you are so
Yes.
successful, right? So yes, go ahead.
You know what, Maria? It's not, I mean, everybody is a divine being. You're a divine being, I'm a divine being, and everybody listening is a divine being. And as a divine being, you have the right, it's your birthright to live your greatest life. You don't need any permission from me, but I can give you the permission if you want it now. So I want to give you the permission to live your greatest life. You don't need it, but I can give it to you. Because you're a divine being. You're a child of God. And you came here for a reason. You came here for a purpose. Probably you have a couple of purposes. It's not only one. But this calling in you wants to come out. It wants to be expressed. Whatever it is, maybe it's a purpose around your business, or you have a purpose around other things, like how you want to live your private life, or what kind of lifestyle you want to have. All this can be part of your purpose, why you came here, why you decided to come here on earth as a spiritual being, having this human experience. And whatever you desire, whatever it's your soul's deepest desire, it's your right, it's your birthright as a divine being to make this happen, to live it, to express it. So that's actually what I wanted to add to this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. And you touched on a very important note there, where you said, I give you permission even though you don't need it. It's so relatable, because I know there are many out there who are just waiting for that acknowledgement to show up bigger and greater, right? And for you to say that, it did well up, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, I understand I don't need the permission, and I'm showing up the best I can, but why was there this extra bit of emotion attached to it? And I can just imagine, if it feels like that for me, it will be that as well for others who are listening. And I can only identify that through this journey of life. We have all these struggles, and we just, along the way, I do believe that perhaps in a sense of being lost in our true nature, in our true calling. And that's why it's so important to have someone like you, Asim, who guides and coach and mentors, and just takes it to a different level, so that they can realize, they can be that great person, that great being that they are meant to be here, and the calling, their purpose, to be realized. That this is phenomenal. And what better way than to have someone like you to guide them through something deep like that? And I
Yes.
can
And
go
if
ahead.
I can add something to this, I mean, I think my only job as a coach or spiritual leader, whatever, I mean, I learned so much about this thing, and I did a lot of trainings, and people have different desires and different goals, and I truly get that. But the most important thing as a coach, as a spiritual coach and a spiritual leader, is to help people remember who they are,
Mm.
to help people remember who they are in their core essence. And in your core essence, you are a divine, luminous being with wonderful gifts, you're super gifted and talented, everybody, not just me. And my job is to help you remember this, let it unleash what is already, because everything is already inside of you. So my job is to help you remember what is in you and to help you allow this coming through and coming up, what is already in you, and to help you to deepen deepen the connection to your divine essence in you. That's the only job I have.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible. Let me just soak that in for a moment here, Asim.
Yes. We can stop. We can stop for a moment. Yes, and breathe in and out.
I have not had this kind of an engagement. Usually we go from one end to the next and then stop, and then we talk or say goodbye. Never have I had to stop in the middle of an interview to take a breather, and I don't know why.
Yeah, we need to breathe sometimes. It's very important to breathe. It's so true. You're so right. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, no, I love that. I'm just processing something and I have no idea, Sim. I don't know.
Yes. I mean,
my brain went dormant. I have no idea what's happening to me right now.
But you're still able to speak full sentences. That's good.
I am, yes. I'm good.
As an interviewer, that's good. Yeah.
And it's just an interview. You haven't even gotten to the best part. Oh wow, you're good. Like I'm so grateful that God has blessed you with your gifts, and for some intriguing reason, you ended up here, and I'm so grateful because what a gift.
Yes.
Okay, I'm almost ready.
And you know what? We can also enjoy a little bit the silence right now, because we are sometimes stuffed with so much information, from there, and people telling you what to do or what not to do, what should be your next strategy, what should be your next point on your to-do list.
Mm-hmm.
And all this is good and fine. You can have your to-do lists and whatever. But sometimes in this silence that we are having right now, you're touching this deeper essence, this deeper divine essence of yourself. So this silence is actually sometimes so important, to allow it, to give it kind of space, to allow space for silence throughout the day, because in this silence you get the opportunity to deepen your connection to your pure essence, to who you are, also to the things that are bothering you. This is also fine, actually, because then it can show up, it can become conscious, and then you can let it go. But what I want to say is that this silence is so precious sometimes. And we don't need to fill it with words or to get to the next point or whatever. We can just also be here and enjoy the silence.
Thank you. Thank you, Asim. Oh, okay. Inner Power family, I'm going to talk to you right now. I'm keeping it real. Um, I needed that time of silence. Okay, I did not come here to kind of be in a space where I needed some guidance, because I really wanted to make it so that you as the listeners are being served. But I understand this work goes twofold. As you are being served, I am as well. So I'm so grateful, and Asim recognized that, and I needed that time for silence, and it is powerful. And when you do energy work, um, sometimes you can't explain it, but you allow and you accept, and that's what I just did right now. And he is so right when it comes to giving that moment of love and self-care, and just to be quiet is it's so precious.
Yes, and
So precious.
you know what, Maria, if I can add something to that, sometimes we think in this silence nothing happens, and that's
Mm.
not true. I always say in the silence magic happens.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
So we sometimes think that we can only serve if we do something, if we talk, if we give information, if we do this and that. And of course, this has its place as well. But don't forget the power of serving just through and by your beingness, by just being. And I lived, I want to tell you a story. I lived in Bali for a year, many years ago. And I went there to a healer because I had a problem with loneliness. I was there alone because I went there for work and I was quite isolated somewhere in the middle of nowhere. And I had a problem with loneliness. And the feeling was so painful that I needed to go somewhere to see a healer. And I went to this healer and I paid not that much. It was a couple of probably $50 or $80. And I sat there with the healer, and you know what? He didn't say anything to me. And I was just waiting because I thought, okay, I mean, I paid for an hour, and I expect something should be happening here. So what is going on here? And I was waiting, and 10 minutes passed by, 20 minutes, and he didn't say anything. And after 30 minutes, he just told me the session is over and I can go. I said, what? I was kind of pissed off because I paid money actually and nothing happened. So, and I swear to myself, I will never go to this healer again. And then I got home and I slept one night, and in the morning I grew up and something was different. I didn't know what, but something was different. And I was thinking about what is different today. And you know what? I didn't have this feeling of loneliness anymore.
Wow.
And the thing was, actually I couldn't even remember why I went to this healer. I couldn't even remember. So I had to think, what? I went to the healer yesterday and I didn't know why. And then I go, yeah, because because I'm lonely. And I was trying to catch the feeling of loneliness within me. And I didn't have it anymore. So then I booked furthermore sessions with the healer, because it was so mind blowing. He didn't do anything, and that's not true. In this silence, magic happened. So
Asim,
that's
did
what I
you
wanted to share with you here.
did you mean to say that the whole time that you went to him, even for the repeated time, that he just instilled silence?
Yeah,
That
well, the second time he told me some little things, some lines and sentences, but nothing really special. Actually, the magic happened in this space of silence. The
Mm,
magic happened in the unseen and the unheard. That's where the magic happened.
oh, I love that so much, and thank you for bringing that about, for pointing that out. Oh, because I've had this feeling, I'm sure I'm not the only one, where when you stop doing something, when you go, and that's why I do meditation, but it's reluctant. I am reluctant to do it because I want to keep going. And I hope that our listeners are taking note. Silence, very important, just so you can reconnect from within.
And you know what? I have a mantra for you, something that you can repeat over and over again.
Oh, yes, please. Thank
Because
you.
sometimes if you have difficulties to stop and just enjoy doing nothing or just enjoy being, it's because you think that you're not worthy enough
Mm,
when you don't do anything. And
oh,
that's not true, actually. That's just a conditioning of the society, because I mean, here in the Western world, you are seen as something, I don't know, worthy and valuable just if you produce something, if you do something.
yeah. Yeah.
That's just a conditioning of the Western world. But the truth is that your beingness is enough. And that's something you can repeat over and over again. When you sit somewhere and you just give yourself some time and space to just be, you can repeat, my beingness is enough. My beingness is enough.
My beingness is enough.
My beingness is enough.
I love that.
Whatever you do after it is just something on top of that. Well,
Mm,
it doesn't mean that you shouldn't stop doing anything. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but just keep in mind that your beingness is enough.
that's so powerful. I thank you so much. Inner Power family, hope you wrote that down. My beingness is enough. I mean, that resonates on so many levels. And I just wanted to share. You mentioned something about, not feeling worthy because when you do nothing, you just don't feel like you're worthy. And conditioning, like nursing it for 30 years, you take that little bit of time, whether it's 1 minute, 10 minutes, 10 seconds to get one more thing in. And it's just a constant flow of prioritizing and just duties and prioritizing some more and getting things done and taking care of people and staff and everything all amalgamated into one, and you're constantly going and go, where else can I find time to get one more thing done? So I can see where the conditioning happened, and that's why in my phase of life where I'm retired as a nurse, it's it is a struggle for me to want to tone down. I feel like I'm still in that mode, but at the same time, I know that I have a deeper calling, and I want to use whatever it is that I learned throughout my years in nursing and throughout all the other things that I've done in my life to propel me to the next level of wanting to serve in a much bigger capacity. So I know I can utilize that much better. So with
Yes, that's wonderful. I mean, if you want to live your purpose, go for it. I
mm,
mean, nobody should ever stop you with this. And at the same time, Always keep in mind, your beingness is enough.
Asim, totally loving all of this. And I have to ask you right now, you are in a place where you've gone through your struggles. You know, when you started, you said you didn't have much, you had poor conditions in regards to, you know, money and health. And um and God guided you, right? You were on the spiritual path, and you had that inner knowing from the get-go. um there are others out there who didn't find that, or didn't, were not, maybe the inner knowing was not made available, or they just did not see it. um, can you just expand a little bit more what what they can start to do to get them in the place of opening up, like I did just a little while ago? From the beginning, you know, all I had in my mind was, let's get this done. You know, let's go from point A to point B. And yes, I had to take that moment to just open up. And what can you give them in terms of, you know, ideas or guidance in that direction?
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of things that I can mention here. And I mean, everything, you know, things work for, not everything work for everybody, but there are one couple of very important things that are quite beneficial. And I mean, when I was young and I didn't know how to get my life fixed and how to get out of this poverty and out of this ghetto where I grew up, I didn't know a lot about coaching and spirituality and how to change my beliefs and whatever. I didn't know anything about it. But there was one thing I was pretty good at. I was pretty good at asking for help.
Mm.
And I know this sounds so simple, but I also know many people out there thinking that they have to figure out everything by themselves. So, which means that they are not asking for help. I had my first mentor at the age of 18, actually. I got, because I didn't know how to handle some things. So I was divinely guided to a mentor, and I worked with somebody at the age of 18. So I didn't know what to do and how to do things, but I was pretty good at asking for help. And I want to encourage you to allow support in your life, to open yourself, to be receptive to even greater support than you have had till now. You don't need to do everything by yourself, and you don't need to figure out everything by yourself. You can open yourself for greater support. And I had a pretty great situation. I was pretty young, and I met some very wealthy people who were not just only wealthy, but they were also pretty balanced, and they were kind of living their purpose. So they had a very positive impact with what they are doing. So I met them, and the first thing that I realized was that actually they had support for everything.
Mm. Mm.
They had support for their children, they had support for their household, they had support for their mental health, they had support for their nutrition, they had support basically for everything. So I was wondering, probably, wow, probably I want to have that too, actually. Yeah. So, and I became available for greater support. And actually, that's the first thing that I'm doing most of the time, every day when I wake up. When I wake up, I say some prayers, and what is sometimes, I mean, what is always included in this prayer is that I'm always asking for greater support for what I want to achieve in my life, support for the day, support for an issue. Maybe, I mean, I'm still a human being, for an issue that I have, for whatever. I'm always asking for support. That's the first thing that I'm doing. And I want to encourage you to do the same. Become and be available and receptive to greater support in your life.
Goodness, that right there is key, Asim, to be open for having more support. And I realized that you see, if you don't mind me sharing, throughout my journey, coming from a poor background as well, it was always more of, if we had extra, we can get more. If we have a bit of money, then we can ask for more support. So it's never been like, let's get the support and we get more. The mentality, it wasn't there. So it's good to identify that, and to even you to have your mantra in the morning to say, I'm open for support, provide that. And I so love that, because just to identify that is so key. And I'm realizing that more and more over the years, that yes, I need help in this area, and yes, I need help in that area and this area. And I've even, had help with things around the house, because I need to be someplace. I can't be in 20 things at once. And it's so key to have that help. So, Asim, take us through what it's like for your client, because right now you are just on the top of your game in terms of your successes, all the people you helped and served, and people love you. You are mentioned in so many, you have a lot of accolades. Like you've got the, you're mentioned in the uh, in Forbes, in Brains magazine, and let me just HRD, and the top 50 influential leaders by Cosmo magazine, and the Influence Digest, and awarded best global spiritual coaching business 2022. And it's just so many successes, and I can just, I just want to show, and maybe allow our listeners to identify that this came about in a certain way. It just didn't happen, because I could you expand on that? Like, you already mentioned you were born into it, so you did something, you had traits in you that allowed you to propel yourself into success. And then what is that like, taking someone, one of your clients, through your program, like from, how you take them in? Like, can you just show us a little bit of like a layout of how that would look like? Let's say someone from the audience say, I want, what Asim offers. Like, what can you take them through? If you can expand on that, thank you.
Of course, yeah, sure. I mean, every client that is coming to me has different kind of goals, different desires, different kind of visions, and everybody's different, and that's the good thing about human beings. Everybody has different visions, different desires, different goals, but everybody wants inner peace, for example. Everybody wants to have and enjoy a meaningful success, a success that has some meaning and brings some meaning to you. And everybody wants, or probably not everybody, but a lot of people want to enjoy a lifestyle they really desire. So I help people by giving them space to just stop And that's kind of a little bit, sometimes people are getting confused because they come to a coach in order to, to do something and to achieve something and to, that's, and they're usually coming with this energy after work sometimes, coming with this energy to get to the next point and to do this on the to-do list or whatever. And I give them space to stop, to just relax and breathe. And this is so easy that people don't get that, why I'm doing this actually. But the thing is, people are already doing a lot in their daily life. And they come to me not just to improve their life, but also to create some magic in their life. And magic comes from, this is a different state of consciousness. If you want to create magic and something that goes beyond your imagination, something that goes beyond your expectations, you can't do the same thing and expect those results. So you need to get yourself in a complete different state of consciousness, probably in a state of consciousness that you have never been before. And my coaching provides this space, this realm where people can get to a different state of consciousness. I would say to a divine state of consciousness where magic, synchronicities, and whatever the desire beyond their expectations and the imagination can be created. So I hope that was pretty clear what I'm trying here to deliver as a message. But the core of my coaching is helping people to stop, to breathe, to relax, and through this to get to a complete different state of consciousness where magic can happen.
Well, thank you for expanding on that, Asim. I totally love that you're just helping people go deep and to allow them to have that sense of acceptance, that it's okay to have this peacefulness within. The hustle and bustle, the hustle and bustle is quite real, right?
Yes.
Family, work. Yeah, go ahead.
You know what? I mean, when people get that, that it's not about being busy, because there are a lot of people out there being busy and still not getting the desire they want.
So true. So true.
Yes. It's not about being busy, actually. I mean, you can be busy, but, it's probably not the most important thing. Or going through your to-do list at the end of the day. It doesn't mean that you have created something beyond your mind and beyond your soul because you went through your to-do list.
I can totally relate to that, and there are
moments. You can still have your to-do list, and I know some things have to be done. I get that, but there has to be space for something greater than that, and my coaching is a space for exactly this thing.
Oh, well, you touch on so many points. Having support, it's okay to ask for support, and to the coaching. Like, I do believe coaches have coaches for a reason. It's like the fast track to success. Who wants to take 100 years to find out what needs to happen? And you take the collaborative effort of all the years of experience, and you get that with the help of and the inspiration of a coach. The guidance is
Yes,
phenomenal.
and sometimes I don't just work with one coach. I probably have three or four at the same time. It doesn't mean
Mm,
that you have to do the same, but I just want to give you an insight into my world a little bit.
mm.
I do have a main coach, but sometimes I take different coaches and healers for different areas. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change that. It's amazing, and obviously I or burn out. I'm far away from this. I'm super relaxed actually. So I, and you asked me what people can do in order to get forward and move forward. I mean, the one thing is, yes, allow yourself greater support in your life. The second thing I want to mention is just to go through my list. Actually, I have 2 or 3 points that I want to mention here. The second thing is um, commit to deepening the connection to your inner wisdom, to your intuition, to your inner wisdom, to your intuition, to your inner guidance. Everybody can get better at this, even me. It's not like I'm done and finished. I'm actually practicing every day, more or less every day. Sometimes I do take some days off, but I practice more or less every day to get deeper, to allow myself silence, to get to go deeper, to deepen this connection to my divine essence, to my inner being, to my pure being, to my intelligence, inner intelligence, and wisdom, and get some insights and some guidance out of it. So this is the second thing that you can do. And the third thing you can do is have fun. you know, all this thing about development, spiritual development, and getting somewhere. People sometimes forget to just have fun in life and to enjoy life as well. So that's the third thing you can do. It's to allow yourself the things that bring you fun. Don't forget to just have fun in life.
Oh, I love those 3 pointers, Asim. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes.
Uh, and to have fun, like
Yes,
that
have fun.
simple thing as that, but sometimes you don't want to make time because you have things to do. And this is wonderful that we have to make time, and it's
Yes.
okay to just allow it to happen and not be so strict on being so worked up on everything else. So thank you for pointing that out. And I'm just wondering now, like, what is the best thing that you, in regards to what you do, like, what do you feel is one of the best things that you can harness from what you do now in terms of serving the people that you serve?
Actually, I don't want to talk about this. I want to give you a real experience. What about this?
I'm, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's do something together
Okay,
that
let's
will
do
give
that.
you a deeper experience of what I'm doing and what I have been doing actually for more than 10 years right now. And before we start, I just want to say that we will go through a little meditation that takes a couple of minutes. Your job is just to relax. I know it's hard, but there's nothing to do actually, just to listen. You don't have to work on yourself. You don't have to visualize something. I mean, you can see if things pop up, but there is nothing needed from your side. And I will also say some things or some words that probably you won't understand because this is a different kind of language. It's not a Earth 3D language, a language that we speak here on Earth. I call it it's a light language that probably you won't understand, your mind won't get it. But this language is directed to your super consciousness, to your soul. So don't try to understand everything. Don't try even to follow. There will be words coming through that you might understand or you might not understand. It doesn't matter. Don't try to understand anything. Just surrender to this process. Can I have your permission?
Yes, definitely.
Yes,
Definitely.
perfect. So, okay, let's do it together then, yeah? Okay, let's relax a little bit, breathe in and out. And if you're sitting on a chair, you probably want to lay back a little bit, or you can go to your sofa, or even you can lie down if you prefer this. And I want to welcome to this activation, to this powerful process that will help you to tap into your divine greatness. Actually, that's the whole title of this series and this event. And let's have this real experience right now. You breathe in and out, and I call in for you all your spirit guides, all beings, all light beings that are divinely assigned to you. I call them into your field. I call them into your body to support you in this activation process. And whatever happens for your highest benefit, and for the benefit of all, the humanity and the planet. Breathe in and out. Yamanasiya nakia matu kanaya tomanasika natia na ea na se semenaya. I want you to remember right now who you are in your core. You're a divine being, luminous, powerful, a co-creator of your life, a co-creator of your reality, and a creator of your destiny. Yamanasiya na kia na teka na ta samaya tua na ia na oka na bua na se. Say to yourself right now in your mind, I'm in each and every moment. I'm a divine being, a child of God, and it's my birthright to conquer my divine greatness right here, right now, to create soulful prosperity, financial abundance, wealth, and well-being, and whatever my soul desires for myself and my humanity. Breathe in and out. Yamana iya katiana kuana sukana iana e semena tiana ayana kuana so. I want you now to activate your divine greatness. Imagine a golden laser beam shooting out of your spine and going all the way down to the earth, connecting you with your earth star and the crystalline heart of the earth, and continue with another laser beam going from your heart all the way up to the universe, to your soul star and the central sun, connecting you with the highest source, the creator, the provider of everything. Yamana Iana Suana Kubana Ia. You're now fully connected, grounded, and protected on all levels. Yamana Iana Kiana Kana Mayana Su. You're allowing that your whole being merges with all 12 dimensions of reality. At the same time, allowing a full brain illumination on 7th level so that you can access your highest divine being, your divine intuition, your divine power, your divine wisdom, and fully integrate them into your heart center, connecting with the cosmic heart, activating now. Shamana Iyana Iyana Su, activating all your greatest skills, talents, and potentials on all levels through all times, dimensions, and realities. Yamana Iyana Ekana Siyana Kamana Ku, calling back your full divine power, your divine creativity, and integrate them into your full body system. Everything that you say and everything that you do from right now is now aligned with your highest self, the highest facet of your divine essence and being. Radhamayina Ku Shu. Yamana Siyana Kamanaya. Now you're allowing a full and complete download and upgrades of true sacred geometries into your system, vibration and light frequencies through the quantum field, leading to the maximization of your own personal frequency that you can easily hold, integrate, and stabilize into your body, mind, and soul, and other levels of your existence. Yamana Iyana Kiana Sumana Kamaya Diana Yo. I want you now to align with your super consciousness, your subconsciousness, and daily consciousness with me, with the highest divine source of your existence, connecting you with the crystalline time, the crystalline matrix, space, and reality on this planet and beyond. The divine process continues until it is fully integrated and completed. And so it is. Thank you. Yamana Iyana Thingana Tu. And just observe yourself right now. How are you feeling? In what kind of state of consciousness are you in right now? And when you're going to open your eyes in a couple of seconds, just keep this kind of consciousness and observe it. And remember that's who you are in your core essence. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. And take your time now to open your eyes. Breathe in and out and observe. And come back to me.
Thank you so much for that. Ooh, that was so expansive.
How are you feeling, Maria?
I feel it's indescribable. Expansive is the word that comes to mind.
Yes.
Lighter is another word that comes to
Yes.
mind. Brilliancy, I don't know where that's coming from, but I sense that it's my light has just become I went from light to more brilliant, brilliant light. I'm not too sure what that means, but I'm just going to go with that. And it feels very, very calming.
Yes.
I
And
feel
I want you to I want you to remember who you are right now. That's who you are. That's your core essence. That's the essence of your being. And actually it just took us a couple of minutes to do that.
And it was so deep. I thought it was like an hour. It seemed like
Yeah,
an hour.
right. Yes, yes, yes. And just imagine from this state of consciousness, you are approaching your issues, you're approaching your goals, your visions. I mean, it's a complete different kind of approach and what you're capable of doing and achieving. So that's where my coaching starts, actually.
I see what you mean in showing the results. I asked you about, how you take them through and what was the best thing about it. And this is the best thing. I know that if I if I saw this kind of results, it would be the most exhilarating moment to see clients just do so well and to take them through that journey. And that's what you did for me and for us today, Asim. Just beautiful, beautiful walkthrough of expansion and light and healing and inner peace and
And you
calm.
know what? And you know what, Maria? You can repeat that again because I provided for you this bonus that you can download. And the bonus is a meditation that will help you to tap into your divine greatness within a couple of minutes. Actually, it's more or less the same process, and you can repeat that whenever you want.
Thank you. There you have it, Inner Power family. You have a gift from Asim, and it was a blessing already to have him go through what he did for us today, right now. And I am so just grateful. Asim, thank you so much. We've gone way over. I know you said it was fine, but thank you so much for being so generous with your time, with your expertise, with your skills, with your knowledge, with every being of you showing up right now to help our listeners have that transformation, have that breakthrough. And for me to have this transformation and this breakthrough, you cannot imagine how grateful I am for you being here. Thank you so much. I am beyond words. As I said before, I had 3 words: incredible and speechless. I am still so speechless at the gifts that you are bestowed with and the gifts that you are sharing with the world. Thank you so much. And I thank you for that free gift for our listeners. And can you tell them where they can reach you, where they can follow you? Because I know you are so worldwide known and you have platforms. Can you just share that with them?
Yeah, I mean, if you're interested in knowing a little bit about me, about my work, a little bit more than today, just go to my website. It's www.asimaliloski.com. And if you get there, you will see the programs, the coaching programs that we are offering. But you can go through a lot of free stuff there as well. So take your time, and hopefully we will meet and see each other again. And thanks so much for having me, Maria.
Thank you, Asim. Thank you. I just want to take just a couple of seconds. Just if everyone can just take a couple of deep breaths, just so you can.
Me too. I'll take
Yeah.
them too.
Thank you. A couple of deep breaths. And just be grateful in the moment. Be grateful for the blessing. Asim, thank you for your blessings. Thank you for being here. I can't thank you enough. I send you so much love. Appreciate you so much for showing up today. Inner Power Family, such a great segment. And it just touched on spirituality and how you can show up and be great. And what better way than Asim showing and leading the way into just being more expansive, being more free, being more at peace with what he did. I'm blessed, and we are all blessed. Asim, thank you for just being
Thank you.
intuitively
Namaste.
guided, for being here.
Thanks very much, Maria. Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure, and thank you for providing this platform where we can come together and inspire each other. Thanks very much.
I am so honored to have you here. Inner Power Family, what a blessing. I am beyond speechless right now. I'm so grateful for Asim joining us right now. I'm so grateful. And as always, I send you my love and my light as you go about your day. Till next time we meet again, thank you so much for tuning in, and be blessed as we were today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.